My name, it means nothing, my fortune is less. My future is shrouded in dark wilderness. Sunshine is far away and clouds linger on. Everything I possess, now they are gone. They are gone. Oh, where can I go to and what can I do? Nothing can please me, only thoughts are of you. You just laughed when I begged you to stay. I've not stopped crying since you went away. You went away. You went away. The world is a lonely place when you're on your own. Guess I'll just go home and sit down and moan. Crying and thinking is all that I do. Memories I have remind me of you, of you, of you. My name, it means nothing, my fortune means less. My future is shrouded in dark wilderness. Sunshine is far away and clouds linger on. Everything I possessed, now they are gone. They are gone. They are gone. Oh, where can I go to and what can I do? Nothing can please me, only thoughts are of you. You just left when I begged you to stay. I've not stopped crying since you went away. You went away. You went away. The world is a lonely place when you're on your own. Guess I'll just go home, sit back and moan. Crying and thinking is all that I do. Memories I have remind me of you. of you, of bloody you. Welcome to another horrid, terrible, despicable episode of the apocalypse. Congratulations for choosing the bloody apocalypse. Only you would do that, right? Of bloody course. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. You definitely are. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you a bloody game. We are at the point in the history of this earth where the Antichrist is telling starving children to thank him. If there were a map with that on it, the arrow would point to it, indicating that you are here. That's after the concentration camps and men with masks kidnapping people at machine gun point. That's after the military deployed on your streets, still currently, telling starving, bombed children to thank the devil's Messiah. I've never been more certain than I am now. That's for bloody sure, and every day I wake up to a new abomination, which etches my certainty in granite once more. Even when I think it's impossible. Anyway, let us begin this piece of shit. Leon opened up a diner somewhere. Hollywood, I don't know why. Who gives a fuck? Why would you want to go to a Tesla diner any fucking way? What market is there for that? But anyway, he opened it. And I've heard about it. And I'm like, well, who fucking cares? What a waste of money that is. Maybe it's a money laundering thing or something. I don't know. So some people did a protest outside the diner today, I believe. And they had the wind-driven or fan-driven, where you see it like used car sales, the big cylinder that has some arms sticking off it, and the fan keeps inflating it, and then it deflates, and inflates again, and it slaps up in your face. Well, they had the Nazi salute ones positioned outside during the protest of the Tesla diner, and you know, let's not forget that, son, and don't think this cunt went anywhere. He popped his head up today and left quite a message out there just to let us all know where this is all going, where they want it to go. Leon's still part of this in a huge fucking way. He made all this happen. Do not forget that. Don't ever forget that. And don't ever forget Inauguration Day when he was all gacked up on Special K or whatever the fuck. Ecstasy, what the fuck ever. And he decided with his chest out to do a straight up Nazi salute. Because in apartheid South Africa, when he was a little boy along with Petey Thale, at the bathhouse, they were into Nazism. The whole culture was. This was normal there. This was accepted. This was preached. This was tolerated. This was part of life. Worshipping Satan, too, goes along with that, but put that aside for a moment. So, Leon is so comfortable in that Nazi bubble that he grew up in, that his daddy preached to him, I'm sure, that his grandpappy probably preached to him, I'm sure, that he did a straight up, even Nick Fuentes said it, he ain't no right-winger, son. He a Nazi himself. He hates Jews. And even he was like, damn, you can't be that obvious, Leon. In your, Nazi endeavors, you can't be that obvious. That's why Leon dressed the way he did, and he didn't quite go as far as he wanted to. He wanted to look a certain way, like a certain thing. He came as close as he could. I noticed. My point is, these people are about this. That Nazi salute you saw on Inauguration Day, I don't see them all condemning it, to you? And that should be the question every time Leon shows his fat face anywhere. Yo, what's up with that Nazi salute you did on Inauguration Day? What do you mean by that? And don't tell us it wasn't one, son. Even Nick Fuentes is admitting it was one. Even he got bashful about it. Like, damn, that's just over the fucking top. Never forget that he did that. Never forget on the 4th of July, Donnie did it as well. And I don't want to debate you on it again. I know what I saw. I know what I'm looking at. I know what's being built before my eyes. So the protest outside the Tesla diner with the Nazi salute, Leon, fake Leons. But don't ever forget that. They're serious about that. You should understand that at this point. You've got the personalized, militarized police force for the Fuhrer, called ICE. Grabs anybody they want. Eventually they're going to move on to you. Don't worry, son. I promise you that. I bet my life on it. That's how certain I am. You got the camps. More are going to be built. They're pumping a ton of money into it. You got the surveillance state being built by Mr. Thale. Leon helping as much as he can. You've got 4 or 5 tech bros that got the rank of lieutenant colonel in the military to assist. Cracker, you know where this is going. I don't care what you believe, what your ideology is. You better recognize, son. Don't ever forget that Nazi salute. I sure as fuck never will. Don't ever forget the one Donnie did either. They mean it, son. They taken you there. Look around you. I know it hasn't come to your door yet. Don't worry, it will. Gonna come to everybody's. Just like in 1933 Germany, same thing. Everybody thought, I'm okay. Wait a minute, he just added another group. Wait, now I'm okay. Oh, another group. I'm still okay. Another group. I'm still okay. Another group. Oh shit, now he's on me. Yes, it's going there. And then, again, I know you've heard a million motherfuckers preaching this gospel, what I'm preaching right now. Because they didn't like who got elected. This time, it's fucking real. They go in there. All the way, baby. The camp should prove it to you. The guy that did the photo shoot in front of Auschwitz, saying that's his unemployment plan, the guy running for California I showed you yesterday. The massive machine guns on your streets, kidnapping people out of Home Depots. The military on your streets in California. If that don't fucking tell you something, man, I don't know what will. Don't worry, it will come to your door too. And I take no joy in saying any of this. I'm just trying to let you know, man. Whether you like me, hate me, whatever. Whether you're a bot, not bot, whatever the fuck you are. You best take this shit seriously. I'm glad to see some people didn't forget the Nazi salute. You don't come back from a Nazi salute, son. That's time to make someone a pariah. And expel them from society. Let them go somewhere else with that bullshit. That's not political ideology. That's death. That's all that is. There's no place for it in society, Nazi ideology. Everyone fucking knows it. It's not a political perspective. It's murder. Plain and simple. So never, again, there's a reason I'm taking a minute on this. Never forget that Nazi salute. Go watch the video again. It's a perfect Nazi salute. I don't see how anyone could see it as anything else. Leon did it intentionally. He probably practiced it in a mirror, and he did it with utmost sincerity. It wasn't half-ass. Way out there, baby. He was proud of it. That's because the cunt named Leon and the cunt named P.D. Thale and others grew up in that culture in South Africa, white South Africa, where Nazism was celebrated, part of life. Because there is no legitimate reason, I shouldn't have to say this out loud, especially in 2025, do we learn nothing from history? And I'm not talking about the cunts that are trying to pull this over on us. I'm talking about you out there. Have we learned nothing? That you would allow them to pull this on you by voting for it. Because you ain't going to like where it goes, son. I promise you. They believe it. They're making it happen. They're already, 35% the way there. Probably more like 60% since he has the keys to everything. And it ain't going to take 10 years to get that other 40%. It's going to come a lot faster than... I can't believe how fast we have concentration camps and people preaching that gospel like it's a good thing. Right now. Some take selfies at the entrance. I wonder how many of those selfie people will eventually be rounded up by the Reich. Wouldn't that be ironic? It would be incredible. So for the 9th time, don't ever forget the Nazi salute Leon did on Inauguration Day. He's still involved in things, and he helped hatch this whole thing that's going on. It's a group effort. Thale, Leon, Donnie, Vlad, others. And they all believe it. And they all think they God, and they have the right to exterminate people. I am not exaggerating. In the slightest. That's what that means when you throw that salute up, son. I don't care who you are. And again, when someone does that and sincerely believes it and is preaching it, they should be ostracized from society. They should be sent somewhere else. There's no place for it in any society. It's pure Satan. It's pure death. When you're preaching the death, trying to make it happen, of a certain ethnic group. What the fuck is that? How do you justify that in your mind? Do you think that's what God wants? Do you think that's what Satan wants? Let me move on. Donnie did some fake trade deals today, spent like a quick hour in between rounds of golf, and I could tell he didn't want to be there. He was in a bad mood right from the start. He wanted to be on the golf course. He gets to grift and golf and cheat at the same time. And I'll give you more context on this later. Can I ask why you're in a bad mood? Was it a bad morning of golf? That's a reporter asking that. Donnie says, no, the golf was beautiful. And I'll give you more in a minute on that. Same setting. He's still at the trade meeting with the EU. Should Israel be doing more to allow food in Gaza? Trump, say it. I guess Trump didn't hear at first. He said, say it. Should Israel be doing more to allow food in Gaza? What is she saying? Should Israel be doing more to allow food in Gaza? So she asked 3 times. Donnie couldn't hear. He finally got it. He's the Antichrist. You ready? You really at least want to have somebody say thank you. No other country gave anything. We gave 60 million for food for Gaza. I saw pictures of Gaza today, drone footage. It is ash. Like all of it. These people are starving on top of it. And this cunt is telling them to say thank you. From the bombed out wasteland as they beg for food in the thousands. Again, do you not again, but do you understand what level abomination we're talking about? What he just said there, his attitude, what he's putting forth, his fat, orange, diapered, worthless ass. I was quite disgusted on the attack on Israel and what took place. I expected revenge to be brutal. I expected every person that took part to always be looking over their shoulder for the rest of their life for an Israeli agent coming to kill them. What's happening now, though, is not that. What's happening now is ethnic cleansing. Militarily, here ethnic cleansing another way by, private police force. I'm hearing numbers up to 400,000 dead on the Gazan side. I don't know if that number is accurate. Let's reduce it down to 100,000. What I'm trying to say is, Israel got the revenge. Gaza is ash. They've killed a lot of the terrorists. Again, like I said the other day, you can stop now. Just move the people to somewhere else. Get some country to agree. There's no need to continue this starvation and bombing it into a wasteland. I think mission accomplished. It's time to stop now. It was time to stop a long time ago. I'm just saying it's still going on, so I'm saying it's time to stop now. It's not something I can be on board with, that's for sure. And I know the real purpose of it. Donnie and Netanyahu have plans for that land and plans to get rid of those people. They always have. That was plan 1. Way back. You saw the commercial with the gold Donnie statues, the Trump Gaza resort. They have plans. So I know the motivation behind it. It isn't a noble one. And we can't use the excuse for getting revenge for October 7th anymore. We're way past that point. As horrid as that was, and my God, was it horrid. Pure Satan that day. Funded by Vlad Putin. Revenge has been gotten. It's time to stop. Because it's at the point of Auschwitz now where, a whole population is being starved. Do you want to be responsible for that? I wouldn't. Again, I understand retaliating for the attack on the 7th, but this isn't that, and everyone knows it. This is Donnie and Bibi have plans for Gaza. Resort type plans. So does Jared Kushner. He'll be involved. They've talked about it for years. Jared, Donnie, out loud in front of reporters. That great real estate they got over there. You saw it in the commercial where the resort's going to be. The little children's running along the beach by the resort with money raining from the heavens. Gold Donnie statues in the town fucking square. I'm not exaggerating. Go watch the commercial. I didn't see Donnie condemn that commercial. I didn't see BB condemn that commercial. Did you? That was put out for a reason. That was put in our face for a reason. This is Donnie again in the same setting at the big trade meeting. Should Israel be doing more to allow food in Gaza? Oh, I already read that. Let me go to the next thing. I'm sorry. This is Brian Tyler Cohen commenting on Taco, on Donnie chickening out on the tariffs again. An hour apart. He's pointing out two comments that are an hour apart. This is the first one. Commerce Secretary Nutlick on tariff deadline. No extensions, no more grace periods. August 1, the tariffs are set. They'll go into place. So, you know, no extensions whatsoever, Nutlick just said. An hour later, this came out. China and U.S. to extend tariff pause as Sweden talks by another 90 days. So, yeah, it's chaos. They say one thing, an hour later, the direct opposite happens. We've seen this over and over, on top of many other things, like classified info being discussed on Signal app chats because they're trying to hide what they're talking about from you and me. So they invite a reporter in, and he writes an article about it. Where has Hegseth been lately? A drunk? Too much gin? What's going on? I'm hearing some, rumors that they're trying to oust this motherfucker. Better watch your back, Pete. Sounds like your people are coming for you. Okay, again, a reporter is asking Donnie, here's what it looks like. Donnie, in his usual, I'm taking a shit position. Not that he needs toilets anymore, he just shits his diaper. What do the images of starving kids in Gaza make you feel? Well, it's terrible. People are stealing the food. I think Iran is acting up. Venezuela is acting up in a different way. They continue to send people that we rebuff to our border. Again, we're talking about the starving people of Gaza. What the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I don't think they're stealing all the food, one. Because guys with machine guns are handing it out. I see the mobs. All with their bowls over their heads, hoping they can get something. Maybe some of the food is being stolen. But this laundry list of different things tell me Donnie is deflecting. He's trying to take it in a different direction. That's the mark of a liar. Very obvious one, by the way. We were talking about starving children here. He goes right to stealing food, Iran and Venezuela and our border. 4 different things. To get you off the realization that, yeah, Bibi and Donnie are intentionally starving these people. To break them. So they'll take any deal. Just like when they come to you in the future. Because they're trying to do that to you too, the Reich. Get you to a point of desperation where you need them. And they come to save the day. And you sign some pledge, loyalty, something. Maybe take a little microchip or something, who knows. And you'll gladly do it because you're desperate. You want to feed your kids or you want to feed yourself or, typical instinctive human behavior. Survival. They want you desperate just like the Palestinians. They may not starve you to that point, but some of us will starve to that point. Notice the trajectory of food pricing, food availability, etc. That's intentional. So the fact that Donnie gives this laundry list tells me he's bullshitting. And it's obvious from what the reports I'm seeing that Donnie and Bibi are starving these people. Yes, some aid is getting in, nowhere near enough. Not even close. That's intentional. So we're at the Auschwitz point, and Bibi Netanyahu and his people and Donnie and his people are responsible for it now. Donnie's helping make it happen. So again, it's time to stop. I don't want to, as a member of this country, I don't really want my name on that anymore. It's way past getting revenge for an attack. And there's a whole nother, again, motivation behind it that I'm well aware of, and it's not a noble one. Real estate deals and other things. That temple too, that's coming. Not in Gaza. But Gaza is still a conduit to that temple being built. Here's Donnie talking about windmills. You wonder why he hates windmills so much and why the second he got to Europe, he's like, I'm going to tell Europe two things. You got to get rid of the immigrants and the windmills. That's what he said. Today I'm playing the best course I think in the world, Turnberry. He's talking about his own golf course. Even though I own it, it's probably the best course in the world. And I look over the horizon and I see 9 windmills at the end of the 18th. I say, isn't that a shame? So they're fucking up his property values and his sight lines. That's why he doesn't like windmills. Plus he gets a ton of money from the oil, gas, coal industry. But now we know the real reason. When he's on some of his courses, he sees the windmills. That bothers him. It's messing up his experience, or he thinks it's fucking up his property values. The scenery, the sights. This is what this cunt is talking about at a trade meeting, where all of our lives hang in the balance. Trade is very important, son. Every product we buy. You guys love these Audis, BMWs, Mercedes. I see them all over the fucking road down here. They are straight up status symbol. If you don't have one, you're a fucking loser. They're going to get more expensive. In other words, there's a lot of products that we like from Europe. They're going to get more expensive. You're going to pay that. The Canadians not buying our products, that's going to hurt our businesses and our country in general overall. Other places like Mexico, Mexico and Canada just agreed to go around the United States with trade. That's not good, son. That's bad for us. Because all we got is Russia, China a little bit, until they tell us to fuck off. And like Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, those are our people now. They're not really manufacturing hubs. You notice that, jerk off? Yet they're our allies now. They're all that's fucking left. That's going to affect me and you. Me and you going to pay more for everything. Car parts, all kind of stuff. Wait till you go get your car fixed next time. And there's a tariff on Japanese car part imports or something. Or European car parts. Yeah, it's going to hit all of us right in the motherfucking wallet. As if our wallets ain't thin enough right now. As if the cost of living isn't fucking astronomical. So this may seem like a game to some of you people and to Donnie. He's thinking about the golf course and the windmills. This dumbass tariff grift he's pulling so he can just pocket the fucking money, that costs us all. That's a tax increase on us every time we go buy a fucking product. Or we need a product to fix something that we own, a car, a house, whatever. Again, how many of you farmers have to go? Farm bankruptcies up high as fuck. Home foreclosures, home bankruptcy, or unpaid mortgages high as fuck. Car notes, not being paid high as fuck right now. When will you people learn? How many of you have to lose your businesses? Lose your home, lose your farm. It all happened the first term. He pulled the tariff grift the entire 4 years. And this time it's on fucking steroids. I don't know how any business can have any certainty. I don't know how so many of you businesses are even making it with this chaotic grift environment. But again, I did the videos before the election. Wording the oligarchy. Do you want your place to turn into Russia? Where they come knocking on your door every 5 seconds for tribute money? Where it's a chaotic, grifting mob environment where there's no stability. Real bad for business. Donnie talking about, again, Turnberry and the sight lines and seeing windmills. How's your mortgage looking? Your rent, your car note, your kid's college fund. Is your roof leaking? Donnie's thinking about the new golf course that he just took his whole entourage to on your dime, which he will then put right in his pocket. So glad he's really focused on the trade meeting. You know what I mean? This is Donnie on the golf course, and it's a video. I can't show it to you, but several people posted it. It's all over the internet. Donnie playing golf, I don't know, today or yesterday. And you'll see two caddies walk ahead of his golf cart as he's pulling up to this sand trap right here. And as one of them's walking, I learned later that Donnie's ball was in some tall grass. Wasn't in the sand trap, but it was in some tall grass and some rough. And Donnie's caddies know, yeah, he don't play the rough. We got to drop a ball for him. So as one of the caddies is walking past the golf cart right before the sand trap, you see it in the video. He pulls a ball out of his pocket and drops it on the ground. And that's the ball that Donnie plays. And Donnie does this shady shit because he has Secret Service and he knows he's being filmed often when he plays golf. And he even complained once that it makes it hard to cheat when there's Secret Service hiding in the bushes. That's why the caddies did it so discreetly. From a distance, you wouldn't even notice. But in the video, you see Donnie's cart pulling up. The caddy's walking ahead of it. He just pulls the ball out, drops it on the ground. Donnie walks over and plays it. Do you think Donnie added an extra stroke to his card for that one? No, he didn't. Even when he's playing golf on his own golf course, he's got to cheat. He's got to win the club championship at his own club over and over and over again. He doesn't do it with skill. He does it by cheating. In the first term, I believe, someone wrote a whole book about it. And that the caddies call him Pele because he kicks the ball wherever he wants it. It's not funny. The guy is so crooked. In every breath he takes, everything he does all day, even when he goes for some leisure on your dime at his own club, he has to cheat. He can't just enjoy being out there playing a little golf at 80 years old, whatever the fuck he is. It's, again, I keep telling you, he's like a 4-year-old child. That's what a child would do. A grown man that has grown, matured, that owns 9 golf courses, would be able to just go to one of the courses and play, a few rounds of golf and not think of, it's a very big deal. And not kick the ball out of the rough or have their caddies, when I hit a bad shot, just drop me one in a better location. Do it discreet, though. I don't want the Secret Service to see that shit. Do you understand the entity we're dealing with? Epstein's best friend, and he's so crooked. He's so broken inside. This is really what I'm trying to say. He's so broken as a human, so dysfunctional, that even though he knows he's being filmed, people are going to see it, he still has to cheat and get the best score at the club that day. He even employs his caddies to cheat for him. Incredible. I don't even understand that level of crooked. I don't get it. It's incredible. And you've got your caddies on notice that they better drop a good ball when Donnie fucks up. And you better do it on the sneak. Don't make it obvious. Can you believe we're here? And again, we saw this during the first term. All this same shit with the golf game. Cheating left and fucking right. It's just, it may seem like a minor thing, but it's an illustration on how abject crooked Donnie is. Just forget about it, write him off. He's completely lost and crooked. The graffiti work is starting. I'm surprised it took this long. This is Satan and Donnie from South Park. Someone did some excellent work there. I mean, really good work. That's I couldn't do that. The Donnie head too on the finger or whatever that is. That's some great fucking work. Look how vivid that shit is, man. That's some expert graffiti work right there. It's perfect. Look at that Donnie face. I mean, it's just, how do you do that on a wall? And make it so crisp and vivid. The red doesn't stand out that much, but they did the right red. It's like a dark. I expect a lot more of these to pop up. This should be the symbol for Donnie's reign. And you know what? I find it interesting that things like this keep happening. Another example, Peter Thiel in an interview talking about the Antichrist, and the reporter says, oh, maybe the Antichrist will be a guy like you. Why are they talking about that now? Why is this image going to become a thing now? That should tell you where this is going too. That's no joke right there. That's not laughs. They were doing on South Park. They were making a statement. And again, I've never seen so many non-religious people use the term Antichrist in description of Donnie. It's quite a fascinating phenomena to watch. Putting him in bed with Satan, South Park nailed it. They're dead on. Yeah. That's his daddy. I'm not joking. It's not just Nazism they're into, son. This reporter brought up the Epstein stuff. And I got a little more context, I think, later, but this is what Donnie God, he looks fucking ridiculous. He's got this fucking gacked up look on his face, too, like he's on tranquilizers or something. Was a part of the rush to get this deal done to knock the Jeffrey Epstein story out of the... And Donnie cuts him off. Oh, you got to be kidding with that. No, had nothing to do with it. Only you would think that. Donnie didn't get any deals done. He just gave him a flat tariff and left and went to play golf. New York Times trying to make it happen when nothing happened. Except a higher tariff rate than before that will cost you money. That's it. Breaking news, the U.S. reaches a trade deal with the European Union. The U.S. will impose a 15% tariff on goods from the European Union. That's the whole thing. Just a blanket fucking 15%. I'm going to go golf now. That's not a trade deal. That's a fucking joke. So I don't consider this a deal. I consider this Donnie putting a unusually high tariff out there again. And the Europeans will kind of take this with a grain of salt, and they'll do their best to trade with people that aren't charging them 15%. But they really shouldn't care at all, because it's you and I that will pay it. When you go buy your Mercedes or whatever European product you enjoy, your Audi, your Beamer. And boy, do you people love those cars. So I don't consider any deals were made. It was obvious Donnie didn't want to be there. He just wanted to golf. He's a kid. He doesn't want to be president. He never did. He just wanted the opportunity to grift and golf on your dime. But I have to admit he has a much more sinister global and for America agenda. I think you know what that is. I think you can see where it's going. That's the Nazi thing. That's the Satan thing. And it's where it's going is to kill you. That's where it's going. If you're any kind of problem for the Reich. Just like Hitler did. You didn't talk shit on Hitler to your neighbors or friends. If you did, you got to knock on the door. I'm glad I remembered that. I want to say something. I forgot. A Russian podcaster. He got a little notoriety. He was getting a little attention. He was critiquing Putin and the Reich over there. They don't tolerate that there. I watched the video of this, what I'm about to tell you, by the way. It's real, it happened, and it happens all the time over there. Same thing in China. They will come get your ass. That's where we're going. They already grabbed people that critiqued Israel that were on student visas and sent them to the gulag for a while. So precedent set. So this dude got away with it for a little while. He did some podcasts. He talked shit on Russia and Putin. He's a Russian. During one of his broadcasts, a very mean-looking man in a pseudo uniform. The young man was sitting on kind of a concrete ledge. And he was facing his camera, of course. The man ran up with all his speed behind him as he was sitting there at unawares, not seeing what's coming, and shouldered him right in the back. The dude went flying. Then you heard them off camera fighting. That guy was set by Putin and his people. Because that's how they handle you. Straight up, and everyone knows it. If you dare get on a podcast, whatever, and you start talking shit on the Reich, shit on Putin, you best expect during one of your podcasts for someone to pay you a visit. One day that may happen here with me. Here. It's already like that in Russia. I'm amazed the young man had the balls to do it. That's what we're turning into. There's no stopping it. I wish there was. I wish more people cared. I wish 1/3 of the country didn't love what's going on. That's where we going. And probably worse. God knows what happened to that young man after that fight. I assume, they had a nice talking to. Hopefully he lived. Hopefully he didn't fall out a window or something. Or hopefully they didn't make him a vegetable. Okay, this is about the Gaza question. Are you worried about them starving again? You really want to at least have somebody say thank you. We gave 60 million 2 weeks ago for food to Gaza. Nobody acknowledged it. Nobody talks about it. And it makes you feel a little bad when you do that. And nobody said thank you very much. The guy who's in between rounds of golf at his own club that he's opening with your money by taking his entourage there and pocketing it. Who is fat as fuck, wears a diaper, eats McDonald's, whatever the fuck he wants all day. Living off of your dime right now in a million different ways. Living like a king. Is on a rant, not just one sentence about it, on a rant about how starving, bombed out people who are on the edge of death are not thanking him for the food that was sent. Simply because a reporter said, hey, you worried about the starvation in Gaza? And Donnie knows he's partly responsible for that. Literally. So he turns it around, and the victim is now the asshole. The person that has to dodge machine gun fire to go get some flour or something. The person's home, the person whose home is rubble. Again, I don't think I can convey properly how evil this thing is, this entity, what he preaches, what he says, abominations every fucking day. Because you know what? Donnie is half the party that is starving these people intentionally. Would you personally out there, rube, non-rube, bot, whatever, would you want to be responsible for starving a whole 8-9 cities worth of people? You, literally, responsible. Would you want that on your head? I personally wouldn't. And even if I had plans to build a resort in Gaza because I was a heartless, Satan-worshipping casino mogul, I would still throw some food these people's way and not starve them to death. As if I'm into like ethnic cleansing and eugenics. It's begun here with the Latin people over there in Israel and Palestine. Well, it's just some Palestinians. They could care less if they live or die. Donnie and you, that have your name on it, you could care less whether those Latin people live or die. That's why you cheer when they get sent to a foreign death camp that they never get to walk out of, and you have no idea what they've done or not done. The same attitude. The same type of thing going on. Here we put them in camps and starve them a little bit. There they starve them right out in the open in Palestine. And they're ethnic cleansing. And we're ethnic cleansing here. I want to read this one more time. You really want to at least have somebody say thank you. We gave 60 million 2 weeks ago for food to Gaza. Nobody acknowledged it. Nobody talks about it. And it makes you feel a little bad when you do that. And nobody said thank you very much. We should feel sorry for Donnie. They didn't say thank you, as if his money paid for that food. Your money paid for that food. Donnie didn't put a dime in. Trust me. Believe me. Antichrist. Antichrist. I'm not making the memes for nothing. The president is calling for the prosecution of Beyonce for something that did not happen. It's not like a dispute of fact. He's calling for her to be charged with a crime over a non-existent payment conjured up by supporters on social media. Or you could say Donnie's lying his fucking face off again. Shocker, I know. So he said, I read the article earlier today. We don't need to read it. Donnie said Kamala's people gave Beyonce $11 million. That sounds outrageous, right? It sounds ridiculous, right? That's because it's not true. Kamala's campaign gave Beyonce's production company $165,000. Because when you have a celebrity, you have to pay their production costs. That's the fucking deal. So that's why Kamala paid that money, or her campaign paid that money. Nowhere near $11 million. Donnie pulled that number straight out of his fat orange ass. So now you know the real story on that. And Donnie took a $400 million bribe, and they just confirmed the taking of that today, actually. And you're going to pay about $2 billion to fix that up. I promise. That figure you saw today, whatever, 865 million, whatever it is to fix it up. Oh no, son. Oh no. 2 billion by the end of it. I promise you. To fix up the Sky Mansion, because they're going to run into all kind of problems with that thing, and it wasn't maintained properly. But Donnie wants it. The 4-year-old wants it. And he lied his fucking fat face off once again. The rubes won't care. They'll just watch Fox News and see 11 million and just believe it. That's why their country's over. $165,000 went to Beyonce's production company for being part of Kamala's campaign. Oh my God. Lock her up, right, Rubes? Donnie lying his fat fucking face off again. This is getting out of control. The videos of flood events, major flood events, again, where cars are washing down the fucking street. I'm seeing 5 or 6 a day. This is not normal. It's due to rainfall coming down too quick, too much, too quick. You got rivers going down the fucking streets. It happened here already. Almost 200 dead in Texas. A lot of them children. It's happening all across the world. This is just today. So far, severe flooding have been reported in these countries today. And I watched all the videos because I make sure to look at the natural disasters now. Romania, Hungary, China, India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Poland, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Thailand, Venezuela. So different parts of the world as well, not just one part of the world. All across the world. I see these videos pop up in my feed 5 or 6 times a day, 5 or 6 different places. This is not fucking normal. What I'm trying to say is a switch has been flipped. Something changed recently. And we're going to have a fuckload more of these rainfall events where 6 inches comes down in a half hour. I mean, did you hear the list I just read you? Today, Romania, Hungary, China, India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Poland, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Thailand, Venezuela. One day. That's not normal. I know what you're going to say. I'm sorry. All across the world. Again, one just happened here. Almost 200 people dead. Not normal. How did I get back to the inflatable Nazi salute thing again? This is a philosopher I found, I don't know, paying a fee to exist on a planet nobody asked to be born into, to the very people destroying the planet for personal gain, is a dystopian existence. Yes, I felt this dystopian existence since I was a child. I've questioned the very foundations of why does it all work this way? I've told you times, why do we leave our friends and family to go work for oligarchs for green pieces of worthless paper so we can have things? Why, when you're born, is every piece of land worth anything? Already staked, claimed, changed hands 19 times. So when you're born, if you're not born rich and your parents, some people that are born rich, their parents won't give them any money when they're an adult, so they're still poor. So unless you're born rich and have access to the money when you're an adult, what are you doing? And in essence, once you're born, you're going to pay a fee to exist. And now we're at the point where it takes all your money. You don't even have enough to pay it. Now we're going to see the collapse of civilization because it's gotten out of control. People can't afford it anymore. I mean, would you believe back in the early 80s, the late 70s, maybe to the mid 80s, you could work at a gas station pumping gas and have an apartment, son, on that paycheck? Can you believe it? These days, you better have 19 roommates. You better be used to sharing the fucking bathroom on a gas station paycheck. So in essence, again, when you're born, every piece of land is already owned. You got to come up with some money to buy a piece of land and a house, the right to exist, eat, have clothing. I've always felt it was wrong. That we deserve better, honestly. Because if you can't pay, then fuck you. That's the way society looks at you. Many people that have the ability to pay, some often find themselves in the middle of their life or at a point in their life where they can't pay anymore. Now it's fuck you. Die. That's our existence here. If the numbers in your bank account don't outpace your lifestyle and your commitments, you die. Quite a harsh reality, right? It's a very convenient system the oligarchy has set up where they have all the money and we fight for the scraps. Been like that since the beginning of time. Even when I was a small child, just the very foundations of the system I always questioned. And what I noticed about other human beings is they would just say things like, well, that's just the way life is, or that's life. That's how it is. Well, why is it that way? Why does it need to be that way? What evil is behind it? Because that's all I see. That's all I see when a world where, 600 families have 99% of the wealth and we all fight for the 1% they don't have. And they want that too. This is Leon, again, poking his head out to say this. And then I'll read Jim Stewartson, what he said about it. And I've told you, Leon and Donnie and people like this, these sociopaths, they can't really hide their intent or what they're thinking about, what they plan to do to you. Hence the Nazi salutes. They just have to do it. They can't control themselves. They have to tell you what they're about to do or their vision for the world. Slavery was standard practice throughout the earth. That's a great way to start off when you're an apartheid South African who throws up Nazi salutes, right, guys? I want to show you the post so you know it's Leon. I'm not just reading some random words here. Slavery was standard practice throughout earth. It's nice to know what Leon's thinking about. Until it was almost entirely ended, principally by Anglo-American forces in the 19th and 20th centuries. What is he really trying to say there? White people ended slavery for the most part. Oof. He starts off with slavery. He gets into Anglo-American. This is a Nazi talking. Gee, I wonder why. You know, he's bringing this up. Principally by Anglo-American forces in the 19th and 20th centuries. Slavery still exists in some parts of the world, by the way. Yes, it does. We all know this. I'm not suggesting Britain was purely angelic, but nonetheless, this is true. Can you believe what you just heard? Again, only a Nazi apartheid daddy's boy rich kid could ever come up with something like this. Every once in a while he tries to put shit like this out there, promoting some idea. What is he promoting here? He's trying to give white people the credit for ending slavery as it's some brilliant achievement, accomplishment by whites. Why is he doing that? Because he's a Nazi who grew up in apartheid South Africa, who's all about race, never stops thinking about it. I am astounded by this. Who would dare, with the history between the white man and the other ethnicities of the world and us enslaving them, not us, my ethnicity, but not me specifically. You belong to that class of people, that ethnic group, white European male. And you put a gospel out that says it was the whites that ended slavery. Well, you know, it was the whites that started the shit too, probably. You know what I mean? Like, come on with it. Only a Nazi would make this argument. Try and preach this gospel to you. So Leon got slavery on the mind and he got white Anglo-Saxons on the mind. Gee, I wonder why. They want to go back to slavery. I've been trying to tell you in my own way. I'm not suggesting Britain was purely angelic. My God, they were horrific. Not that the whites that came over here were any better. They were all into slavery as well. Anyway, I've been trying to tell you in my own way that, yes, slavery's coming back. Not in the way you're thinking of it, though. But let Jim Stewartson give his thoughts on what type of slavery is about to happen. Please absorb the fact that if this trajectory continues, there will be slave labor camps in America. We've already had private prisons for years and prisons for years, paying them guys 20 cents an hour, working them like motherfuckers. That's as close as to slave labor as you can get. But they want to go all the way. Remember that cunt from California running for governor says his unemployment solution is Auschwitz. Well, Donnie and the Reich are building camps, and Leon's, part of that building camps thing. His ideology is part of it. He helped make it happen. He believes in it. When you see Nutlick talking about putting the little screws in the iPhones, Vietnamese-style factories that you'll be working at. When you hear haggard-ass Brooke Rollins talking about you'll be picking the cotton to people on Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. That's the intent here. To get you in a position where you're weak, vulnerable, and desperate. They round you up, take you to the camp, and you work. And they feed you as little as possible, just like Adolf did, until you fall the fuck out dead. And, technically they didn't kill you. That's what they want to do. That's what they believe. It's called Nazism. Please absorb the fact that if this trajectory continues, there will be slave labor camps in America. That's what this is all about. The Broligarchy want a feudalist caste system so they can exploit labor and extract resources at will. The PayPal mafia wants apartheid. Well, they're not part of PayPal anymore, Leon and Thale. They left that a long time ago. But Leon and Thale are down with this camp idea. They help finance the people that are implementing it. They made it happen. And again, you got to pay attention to what you're hearing. When you hear Nutlick talking about Vietnamese-style factories and all these factory jobs coming here, they mean it's going to be like Vietnam, where they force you to go work and you get paid nothing. When Miss Rollins says you're going to go pick cotton if you're on Medicaid and you're able-bodied, and we take it away from you, or we take it away from you. That's the beginning of slave labor for the state. Or for the Reich, if you will. The literal Nazi Reich. Yeah, that's the plan. I've known this for a while once I realized they were Nazis. That's what the Nazis did. They grabbed people, they rounded them up, and they forced them to work for the Reich. Then they expanded outward to their neighbors' territory, took what their neighbors had to build the Reich more, took more men to fill the ranks of the army, took their money, took their resources. Donnie, Leon, and Thale, they all about the annexation shit too. The technocracy map, they believe in it. I didn't make this shit up. This is their religion, unfortunately for us. I wish the Rubes would have cared. So Leon poking his head out to talk about slavery and the angelic white people that ended it. I can't believe this is our reality. And he was co-chancellor. Don't ever forget that. And don't forget the Nazi salute either. This sure brings it to mind, what he just said here. What would we do without Leon's wisdom? That comes straight from Satan. What the fuck would we do? Okay, we're at the end because there wasn't much today. And this person makes a damn good point. He wants to jail Beyonce, Oprah, and Kamala and free Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. That's what your Führer wants to do. Does that sound right to you? Should Ghislaine be free and these three women be in prison? Notice how they're all women of color, too, of course. And the one he wants to let out isn't. Not that that's the real reason he wants to let her out. He wants to let her out so she keeps her mouth shut. And, you know, he can have someone shove her down some stairs later on or something. I hope that last part doesn't happen. But, you know, women in Donnie's life have a tendency, you know. Let's go back to... Let's end with this. Donnie on the starving Gazans again. Because I really want you to see what he is. I want you to see the level of evil we're dealing with, and it's the lowest level you can get to. Lowest being the worst. You really want to at least have somebody say thank you. We gave 60 million 2 weeks ago for food to Gaza. Nobody acknowledged it. No one talks about it. And it makes you feel a little bad when you do that and no one said thank you very much. That's the Antichrist. He wants to run the world. He already kind of does. He's going to want to give you a gift at some point. And you're going to have to renounce what you believe for worship of him in the image and all that. There will be a currency that already exists called Bitcoin, Donnie Coin, whatever. The number's already on the currency. The number's already associated with Donnie in a whole bunch of other ways too I won't go into right now. You wouldn't believe it anyway. There's an image being made. There's a lot of images running around right now called AI. There's a guy in charge of the world that loves praise and adoration more than anything in the world. He's a sociopath who thinks he's a god. He wanted to be Pope. Seriously. He wanted the Nobel. Seriously. He doesn't want to just be president. He wants to be Caesar. He wants to be king of the world. Look at the throne room now. Look at all the tacky gold in there. That's somebody that thinks he's Caesar. That's somebody that thinks he's king. And it's obvious. Leon wants the same thing. He'd love to be in Donnie's shoes and be Caesar, be king. Same exact individual. Same exact entities. One just younger than the other one. When that time comes, when they put the image in your face, when they want you to take that wearable mark, whatever, when they want you to take that currency, when they say you either do this or you can't participate, you have to say no matter what it costs you. Doesn't sound logical, I know. Goes against human instinct, I know. That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it a sacrifice. That's what makes it willing to suffer for God. So you must say no when that time comes. And I'll repeat that every night at the end, if I'm aware enough to do that by the end. Because it's a coming. I'm certain of it, and I wish I wasn't. Anyway, people, I gotta go. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And as always, if you'd like to help out, I'll put the PayPal at the top of the comments section. I'd appreciate it. It does help me. It makes it a little easier day to day, that's all. Definitely not getting rich here. And everyone that has given, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So if you're able and you value what I do, I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and until the next episode.